3 weeks ago, Edward lost all contact with his girlfriend Mabel, marking an abrupt end to their 3-year relationship. The pair, who had been inseparable, sharing every night together, had moved in swiftly during the pandemic, finding solace in each other's company amidst the global crisis. The unraveling began when Edward discovered Mabel's infidelity with his best friend Callum. The deception had been a well-guarded secret, hidden from Edward for over a month before Mabel eventually broke up with him. Initially, subtle changes in Mabel's behavior, such as her growing distance, frequent cancellations of plans, and avoidance of discussions about their future, were signs Edward had overlooked. However, the truth came crashing down when Callum, burdened by guilt, called Edward to confess the affair. Feeling utterly betrayed by the two people he trusted most, Edward lashed out at Callum with harsh words, leading to Callum blocking him. Confronting Mabel was a heart-wrenching experience. She tearfully admitted to the affair and the extent of her deception. Despite her apologies and excuses, Edward was overwhelmed with pain. Reflecting on the past, Edward realized he had missed several warning signs. Mabel's secretive behavior with her phone, her protectiveness over her messages and social media, and her withdrawal from their circle of friends, especially in situations where both Edward and Callum were present. Despite his desire to maintain the relationship, Mabel decided to end it, leaving Edward devastated. He was ashamed to recall how he cried and pleaded with her not to leave. Mabel, disgusted, declared she was moving back in with her parents. They soon arrived to help her pack and leave. In the following days, Edward's attempts to reconnect, through texts, calls, flowers, and gifts, even visiting her house, were all in vain. Mabel's father called Edward pathetic and turned him away, saying Mabel didn't want to see him. Since then, they have had no contact. The betrayal has left Edward feeling devastated and profoundly lonely. Before Mabel, he had experienced a long period of physical isolation, and her presence had been a refuge from this solitude. Now he finds himself plunged back into that familiar void. Edward yearns for the physical intimacy they shared, the cuddling, head rubs, massages, and the deeper connection in their intimate moments. Despite Mabel's infidelity, Edward's longing for her is overwhelming, leading him to the painful realization that he prefers her presence, despite the betrayal, over the crushing loneliness of being without her.